Good morning and welcome to Strength and Balance. My name is Hannah and I'm a senior fitness instructor here with Stonebridge Community Services. We have a full body workout to do today. We're going to use some heavy weights if you have them, or whatever size you like to use is just fine, or some evenly weighted objects from your house. 8 exercises, some are lower body, some are upper body. There will be a few towards the end that will have a floor option, and you can choose that, or you can stay seated or standing and do the seated or the standing option. That works too. We'll work on some balance stuff towards the end, so let's make sure we have some kind of balance support close by that we can hang on to if we need to. Otherwise, you just need the space to move around that little bit of weight equipment, and you need some water. Just going to make sure that everybody is on mute here. Perfect. And then we will get right to it. All right, up to feet then, friends. We're going to stand up nice and tall, and we're going to march on the spot. Let's lift those feet up nice and high, and let those arms move forwards and backwards. Standing up tall, let's take a nice deep breath, a big inhale, and exhale. Good. Lift those hands up. Slowly lower down, and again, deep breath in. And out. Let's pull those shoulders up towards our ears. Relax them down. Lift those shoulders and lower. Shoulders up and down. Lift and lower. Good. Let's roll our shoulders. Nice big circles. Good. And let's roll those shoulders forwards. Great. Let's bring those arms out to the side. Little circles here. Good. Back in the other direction. Good. Let's bend at the elbow, bring those hands in, and then hands out, hands in, and out, hands in, and out, hands in, and out. Good. Let's bring those hands up. So you make like a goal post here. Hands and elbows in, and out, in, and out, in, and out, and again in, and out. Let's reach those hands up, and slowly down, up, and down, up, and down, and again, hands up, and down. Good. Relax those arms. Let's tap our toes forwards. Let's tap those toes to the sides. Let's dig those heels forwards. Let's dig those heels to the sides. Good. Let's take one foot, tap your toe and your heel. Toe and heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel, toe, and heel. Let's switch. Tap your toe and your heel. Toe and heel, toe and heel, toe and heel, toe and heel. We can bring our feet together and let's tap our toes. Let's wiggle our fingers. Good. We're going to tap our heels and tap our fingers to our thumb. Good. Let's tap our toes, both feet at the same time, and let's circle our wrists. Good, let's tap our heels, circle those wrists the other way. Great, let's stand with our feet hip width apart, and we can circle our hips nice and slowly. Let's go back in the other direction. Excellent. Nice deep breath here. Big inhale. And exhale. Good. We're going to begin. So let's pick up one weight. We're going to hold that weight here at our chest. Walk those feet out really wide, a little wider than shoulder width. We're going to do a wide squat. Bring those feet in together and do a narrow squat. And we'll repeat wide to narrow. So let's stand up nice and tall. Here we go into that wide squat. Inhale to sink down, and then bring those feet in. Narrow squat. Good. So inhale to sink down. Exhale to stand. Good. Keep that chest nice and tall. Weight in your heels. Good. Shoulders relaxed. Feet together for that narrow squat. Good. Once more. Good. Excellent. You can pause here. Pop the weight down for a minute while we rest. We're going to do a side lunge here. We are going to use a weight. I'm just going to demonstrate without the weight. I'm going to take my left foot's going to be the first foot that moves. I'm going to hold sorry, it's my right. My right foot's going to move, and my weight's going to be my right hand. So I'm going to step that right foot out and lunge. So bend that knee. As I step into that lunge, I'm going to push that right hand up with the weight and back to center. And now I'll repeat here, and we'll do a few on each side. So let's grab that weight up to your shoulder. We're going to sink into that lunge. Step out with the right foot, bend your knee, push that hand up. Good. Great. Excellent. Good. Couple more. Last one. And we're going to switch sides, switch that weight. So your left hand now, we're going to step with the left foot, bend that knee. Good. Excellent. Breathing out as you push the hand up, breathing in as that hand comes back in. Last one. Good. Excellent. And relax that arm. Let's grab the second weight. Hands at your side, one weight in each hand, feet hip width to begin. We're going to do some heel raises. Push yourself up onto tiptoes. Slowly lower those heels. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Breathing out as you come up to tiptoe, breathing in as we lower down. Good, two more. Slowly on the lower. Excellent, we can pop the weights down. Very good. Just going to grab a drink. Let's repeat those. One weight to begin with, Wide and narrow squat, holding that weight at your chest. Here we go. Inhale, sink down. Exhale to stand. Good, nice and slowly as you lower. We can be a little bit quicker as you stand. Great. Chest nice and tall. Good. Three more. Last one. Good. Excellent. Let's work on that side lunge again. The weight's in my right hand. I'm going to hold it at my shoulder. I'm going to step with my right foot first. Step, bend that knee. Push that weight up. Good. Exhale as you push up. Inhale as you lower down. Good. One more. Excellent. Other side now. Stepping with the left foot. Weight in your left hand. Here we go. Inhale as you come back to center. Exhale as you step, bend that knee and push that hand up. Good, one more. Excellent. Lower that weight nice and slowly. We can pick up the second weight. And let's do some heel raises. Feet hip width, knees soft. Let's push up to tiptoe. Slowly lower down. Good, shoulders relaxed. Breathing out as you lift. Good, nice deep breaths. Last one. Good, and let's pop the weights down. We can grab a drink. Good, let's switch a little bit around to upper body. We're going to do two exercises here, back to back. We're going to grab both weights. So weight in each hand, standing up tall, and our knees are nice and soft. Chest is tall. We're going to do an upright row. We're going to do one arm at a time. We're going to lift from the elbow, lift that weight slowly lower down. And then the other side, keeping those shoulders relaxed. And keeping that wrist relaxed too. I'm not curling that wrist under and keeping that arm flat. Hopefully that makes sense. Good. Good, we're going to do one more on each side. Lifting from the elbow, nice and slowly lower. Good, let's put one weight down. We'll do a tricep movement here. Tricep is that muscle at the back of your arm. I'm going to step my right foot forwards, bend that knee, and I have my left arm at my side, holding that weight. Hinge forward a little bit, my back heel's on the floor. I'm going to curl that weight up and then straighten that arm, lift back behind you just a little bit. Good. Inhale as you curl up, exhale and lift. Good. Excellent. Let's switch sides. Left knee bends. Weight is in the right hand. Let's curl. Straighten that arm, lift behind you. The last one. Excellent. And feet together. Good. We're going to pick up the second weight now and repeat those. So hands in front of you. We're going for that upright row. I'm going to lift one hand at a time, lifting from the elbow. Slowly lower down. Good. Breathing out as you lift. Breathing in as you lower. Good. Excellent. One more each side. Good, and relax those arms. Let's pop one weight down. Stand with that right foot forwards. Weight in your left hand. Hinge forward here. You're going to curl and then straighten that arm, lift behind you. Think about keeping a nice flat back. So that movement is all just in this arm. One more. Good, and switch to the other side. Good, hinge forward here, curl and lift. Last one. Good, and relax. Let's pop the weight down. Okay, grab a drink here and I'll explain what's next. 3 exercises that have a floor or a standing or seated option here. So the first couple, you're not on the floor, will be seated. First one will be a chest press. So you're going to hold one weight. You're going to sit up nice and tall with feet on the floor with the weight held at chest height. Push that weight away, slowly back to center. Breathe out as you push away. Breathe in as you come to center. Like that. I'm gonna pop away here. Second one is a dead bug. It's a funny name for an exercise. You're going to stretch one leg out and then lift that leg with the opposite hand. Switch to the other side, stretch the leg, lift and lower. And we alternate one side and then the other. Good. The third one, you will be up on feet. You're going to march on the spot and add a rotation of that upper body as you march. Little tricky. Good, just like that. So a chest press from the chair, dead bug from the chair, and then the third is a march with a rotation. All right. If you want to be on the floor, please follow me. We will get down to the floor right now. Just going to move my camera a little bit. So I'm going to step one foot forwards and bend that front knee. Lift the back heel, drop that knee towards the floor, hinge forward at the same time, nice and slowly. Hands down to the mat, down to all fours. Let's sit on your side, bring those feet forwards. And we're going to lay down, knees bent, feet on the floor. So the first thing we're going to do is a chest press. Just like our friends who are seated, you're holding that weight at your chest, you're going to push up. Now from the floor, you can do this with one hand with one weight or with two. You can hold the weight at the ends and push straight up. I'm going to do this with 2 weights today. 2 weights is an option too, one in each hand, and we'll just push one hand at a time, one weight if that feels better. All right, here we go. We're flat on the back, should be flat on the floor, low back should be on the ground. If you're seated, you're sitting up nice and tall. Push that weight away from your chest. Here we go. Breathing out as you push the weight away. And breathe in as it comes back towards you, whether you're seated or on the floor. Good. Nice deep breaths. Breathing out as you push away. Good, we're going to do 2 more each side. And 1 more. Good, now let's relax the weights down. The second exercise is that dead bug. So if you're seated, you're going to stretch one leg out, lift that leg along the opposite arm, and then switch sides there. On the floor, I'm going to lift my feet up. Knees are bent, arms up to the ceiling. And again, hand and opposite leg, and I'm going to lower. And then alternate, hand and opposite leg. Nice deep breaths. Good, excellent. Couple more. 1 more each side. Good, great. Feet on the floor. All right, on the ground now, we're going to sit up a little bit. If you're not on the floor, you're going to stand up. You're marching and rotating through the upper body at the same time. So on the ground here, we're going to sit up. We're going to sit up. Knees are bent, still feet on the floor, and we're going to do a bit of a rotation here. So feet are on the floor, that's important. Knees are bent, and we're going to rotate through our upper body. I'm sitting up pretty tall here. You can lean back slightly, a little bit more intense, but we're going to move very slowly. Sit up nice and tall. Keep feet on the floor. If sitting up tall feels really easy, you can lean back just a little bit so you're off center here. And let's begin. If you're not on the floor, you're going to march on the spot while you rotate. Nice and slowly. Last one. Excellent. And back to center. Let's do all of those again. So chest press is first. If you're on the chair, you're going to sit. If you're not on the floor, you're going to sit down and hold that weight at your chest and slowly push it away from you. If you're on the ground, you can hold one weight or two weights, and we will press these weights up towards the ceiling, one at a time. Here we go. Breathing out as you push away. Breathe in as that weight slowly comes back towards you. Good, one more each side. Great, and relax those weights, good. If you're seated now, you're doing that dead bug, so you're going to straighten one leg, lift along with the opposite arm, and then alternate sides. If you're on the floor, let's pick our feet up, knees up and arms to the ceiling. Arm and opposite leg towards the floor, and back up. Nice deep breaths. Good, a couple more. Last one. Good, and feet on the floor. Excellent. If you're not on the ground, you are standing up, marching and rotating with that march. If you are on the floor, you're going to sit up, to roll to my side, push up nice and slowly. So now I'm seated, feet on the floor, that's important, knees bent. You can lean back just a little bit. This is me sitting up nice and tall and then slightly off center, so not a big movement. Sit up tall if that's easier. And we're going to rotate nice and slowly through that upper body. Deep breaths. Good, one more. Good, and back to center. Excellent. Let's come up to feet. I'm going to bring myself in onto my side and then onto all fours. One foot up. Let's push up to that half kneeling position. Try and bring these weights with me at the same time. And stand. Good. Grab these. Good. Excellent, everybody. Time to work on some balance. Grab a drink here if you need to. Great. When we're working on our balance, let's make sure we are within an arm's reach, some kind of support furniture. I use the wall, chair, table, back of the sofa, kitchen counter, whatever it might be, all of those things will work. So I want to start with our feet really close to each other this morning. Knees nice and soft, standing up tall. Good, deep breaths. Let's take one hand up to the ceiling. Good, let's relax that arm, take the other hand up. Good, relax that arm. Let's take both hands to the ceiling, out to the side, and let's aeroplane those arms. So one hand up, one hand down. Good, relax those arms here. Great, let's keep those feet really close together. We're going to roll through our feet. So rolling onto the front of your feet, onto your heels. We're lifting up our feet a little bit, but for the most part, we're staying on the floor. Good, let's roll our feet to the side, side to side. Good. Excellent, and let's step those feet away. Great, we're going to side step our feet, nice and slowly. Let's bring our arms out to the side. And as I step, we're going to lift one knee and hold for a second. Step and lift. Step and lift. Good. Pausing a little bit when you have one foot off the floor. The higher you lift this knee, the more challenging it might be. So keep that in mind. Good. One more each side. Good. And pause here. Excellent. We're going to stand on one leg a little bit now, so make sure you're close to your balance support. I'm going to stand on my right foot and I'm going to raise my left and just hold where that foot feels comfortable. Stand up nice and tall and look forwards. Find something to look at that isn't moving here and focus your eyes. Good, let's turn and look to the left. Good, and to the right. Down to the floor. And up to the ceiling. Good, back to center. Let's stand on the other foot now. Stand on the left foot, raise the right and hold here. Find that spot to look at, something that isn't moving. Still look to the left. and to the right. Let's look up to the ceiling. And to the floor. Good, and back to center. Let's put our feet on the floor. Good, let's tightrope a little bit here. We're going to heel and toe and move forwards and backwards. Standing up nice and tall, looking ahead. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Moving slowly. Good. Feet nice and close to each other. Keeping that chest nice and low. We're trying not to look at our feet too much. Good, and let's come back to center. Excellent. We're going to reach our arms up like a Y shape. Let's stand on our right foot, raise the left. Doesn't have to be very high, just enough space that you can make a little circle with this ankle. Back in the other direction. Good, onto the left foot, raise the right, and again, circle that ankle. And the other way. Great, feet on the floor, excellent. We're going to move around a little bit more. I want us to we're going to walk around. So take a few steps and quickly change your direction. This looks a bit strange when I demonstrate it because I don't have a lot of space. But I want you to be able to see me all the time. So I'm going to take a couple of steps forwards and I'm going to quickly change my direction. And so then if you saw then, I changed just kind of 90 degrees. Then I'm going to keep walking and I change direction, and so the aim is to be able to quickly change your direction, keep your balance and keep moving. So let's try that. Take a few steps, quickly turn 90 degrees, turn yourself and keep moving. If you can't turn a full 90 degrees, you can turn less. I can't seem to do it very well because I don't have the space and I want you to be able to mostly see me, but maybe you have a bigger space and this might be a little bit easier. If you feel really confident, you could turn all the way around. So sometimes when we're quickly changing direction, it's tricky to keep that balance. And so we want to work on that quick change. I went all the way around, and then just so you can see me, quick change of direction. And continue on and keep that balance. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we'll do a couple more. And I'll come back to center and pause here. Good. We are ready to stretch a little bit. Let's take an arm out across your body and hold here. Feel that nice stretch through your shoulder and through your upper arm. Take nice deep breaths. Good, relax this arm, take one hand out across your body and hold. Good, relax that arm. Let's take one hand, reach it forward. We're going to hold our fingers and pull back just a little bit. Let's relax, switch to the other side. Reach forward, hold those fingers and pull back. Good, relax that arm. Let's have a seat now. I'm going to sit forward in my chair, reach one leg forward, heel on the floor, toe to the ceiling. Hinge forward at the hip here. Feel this nice stretch through the back of your leg. Let's sit up, switch to the other side. Heel on the floor, toe to the ceiling and hinge forwards. Good, let's sit up. We're going to walk our feet out wide here. I'm going to take my right hand, reach up to the ceiling, hinge over to the left. I feel that nice big stretch. Pull down the right side of my body. Take deep breaths. Good, slowly back to center. Let's take that left hand up and hinge over to the right. And let's sit up again, relax that arm. Let's bring those feet together. We're going to stand, reach those hands behind us. Reach to the back of the room, stretch those fingers right out. Take a deep breath. And exhale, wrap those arms around you. Nice tight squeeze and pat on the back. Thank you very much, everybody. That was fun. I enjoyed. Hope you did too. I will see you next time. Wednesday will be the next one. Hope to see you then.